acquiring money and keeping it are two different skill sets, and not everybody has both. A lot of you guys know my story. I grew up poor in the south side of Chicago. Parents didn't have a car and shit. My dad wasn't around a lot because he was out trying to get money. He was like a one-man show. At the time, my parents didn't have a car, so my mom would walk me to preschool early in the morning, like 5 a.m. We'd wake up and walk to preschool in the Chicago winter, below zero. We walking in the dark, I'm holding my mom's hand as she takes me to preschool. One time we were even robbed. Motherfucker put the gun in my face and told my mom to give her the purse. I remember that shit vividly. I grew up pretty poor, man. They ain't robbing toddlers at gunpoint in every neighborhood in America, man. Only the worst among us are doing that. By the time I got to high school, I got sent away to military school because I got into a little bit of trouble. Nothing crazy, man. Skipping school, getting into fights, shootouts, you know, just normal kid stuff. And I got sent away to military school and I had to live there. That's when my dad's business started to take off. By the time I was out of military school, on my way to college, my dad was making $3 million a year. Adjusted for inflation, that's over $8 million. So he was like doing really well for himself by the time I graduated. I didn't experience any of that because I was gone. I was at military school. I got shipped away. On my way to college, my dad was making over $8 million. So he was doing really well for himself by the time I graduated. By the time I was out of college, he had kind of fucked up all the money because he didn't know how to keep it. And a few years after that, he committed suicide. Really tragic story. But what it taught me was that learning how to keep the money is just as important as making it. Maybe it's more important because if he would have just stayed broke, he wouldn't have had enough to really fuck his life up. He was in all sorts of debt, people coming after him for money. He didn't see a way out. Success is dangerous in that regard, especially financial success, because you can really dig yourself into a deep hole if you don't know how to manage that money or if you mismanage it. And that was something I learned. I don't blame my dad. Like, he didn't learn that stuff. He just learned how to hustle. He was a fucking street nigga, man, you know, who figured out how to make some money, but he had never learned how to keep it. He didn't have no mentors or role models in that regard. However, I saw that and I thought, oh shit, I need to make sure that I don't meet same fate. So from an early age, when I started making money, I would invest half of it. And a lot of people are thinking, man, I can't live off half my income, man. I don't make enough. I just worked a shitload. I had like 4 different jobs. After my father killed himself, we was broke again. I had to figure out how to take care of the family. So I had 4 different jobs at that point because I was trying to make enough money where I can live and save half. And that's a practice I've continued throughout my adult life. When I say save, I invested. So now that money's making more money. And if you do that, you can never go broke unless you make some really, really bad decisions, poor investments, or you really fuck shit up. But thankfully, I went to college. I'm financially literate. Not saying you have to go to college, right? But my dad's demise let me know that, okay, managing the money is super serious. It might be more important than making it, knowing how to manage it. So you have to learn financial literacy. You have to learn how to manage your money. The easiest thing to do is just live off half your income. If you don't make enough, make more. We can do this real quick. I can show you exactly how. Super, super easy. Anyone can do it. Boom. How many hours a week do you sleep? If you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. Boom. So let's just say 56. Boom. All right, cool. And how many hours a week do you work or school? If you have family, how much time do you spend with your family? Boom. How much time do you work out? If you're a man, you need to be working out every day. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Boom. Those are only 4 things a man has to do. Everything else is optional. Now, some people, every time I say this, some people, I gotta wash clothes. Shut up, dumbass. You're not spending 40 hours a week doing that shit. I'm talking about the big blocks. Everything else is like extra shit, right? So you add this up. What number do you get? Boom. Subtract that from 168. How many hours do you have left? Boom, you need to be working either on your business or get another job, drive Uber, whatever you got to fucking do so you can invest half of your money and you only live off half your income. You can never go broke. And that's how you'll really come up. Anybody can do it if you live in a first world country. There's no excuse for a man in a first world country to be broke, especially a man, because we can do labor. We can do jobs that are semi-dangerous, right? We don't have as much to worry about as far as safety is concerned. You drive Uber all night. I would advise against that for a young, small woman, right? I would advise against driving Uber around the hood at night. But a man, you know what I'm saying? Put the Glock on your waist and go, man. You know what it is. Anyone can do it, because that's what I did. And it was before ride share, before we had all these different ways to make money. I was just outside, man, like getting as many jobs as I could. Then when I started making money, I kept that same work ethic.